I think it's pretty safe to say that by far, one of the fan favorite characters in the Star Wars Skywalker saga has got to be Luke Skywalker, without a doubt, who is portrayed by Mark Hamill. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, there's no doubt about it that a lot of fans around the world had issues with exactly how Luke Skywalker was portrayed and used by Disney and Lucasfilm in both The Last Jedi and in The Rise of Skywalker slightly because of how little of Luke that we got in Episode 9 and how wrong they did with the character of Luke in Episode 8. Now, looking at what Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to do, in case you guys did not know, they are trying to reunite the Star Wars fan base by literally giving us new projects, new Star Wars lore, with the new Star Wars universe that's all going to be modeled after the MCU, which really is a big deal by Disney, the fact that they are trying to do something to this extent, of really giving the fans something new to the franchise that we would have never expected to see in, of course, the new streaming service known as Disney Plus, or theatrical releases, you name it. Now, we do know that Lucasfilm, what they are trying to do is that they are trying to create a library's worth of Star Wars materials, new Star Wars lore, and everything related to it in that sense. And when we look at everything related to Episode 9, obviously this is a way for Disney and Lucasfilm to really expand off of the Skywalkers. That's exactly what they want to do. Even Kathleen Kennedy stated that we aren't necessarily done with the Skywalkers just yet. Now, on top of all of this, what's rather intriguing, and this might be quite worrisome to some fans out there, is that now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are currently finished with the Skywalker saga, they are mainly focused on the new Star Wars trilogy as well as their new Star Wars universe, where it's explained that Disney and Lucasfilm are currently developing a big plan in order to reunite the fandom, due to The Last Jedi backlash and the fans, who had issues with The Rise of Skywalker as well. Now, it's noted that one of the big plans by Disney and Lucasfilm is to deliver a young Luke Skywalker TV series to Disney Plus that would be in live-action form, showing the life of Luke Skywalker and his journey to becoming a Jedi Master. Now, it's explained that Disney wants to fix the character of Luke as much as possible, with Mark Hamill returning as a cameo while being de-aged in The Mandalorian Season 2, and that they are also looking to recast Luke Skywalker with Mark Hamill only being partially involved, with the new project that would actually tell new tales of Luke Skywalker's life after Episode 6. Now, the plan to recast Luke Skywalker is that they are looking for an actor who can be physically active on set and that would show off Luke Skywalker's youth, and that this series would also touch into Ben Solo's childhood as a young boy before his Jedi training days. Now, though the series is only in early development and not planned to release until some years from now, Disney wants to recast Luke while also introducing and including Mark Hamill only in older segments, while also using archived footage from The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, like how they did in the Rise of Skywalker flashback sequence. This is a big decision by Disney and Lucasfilm, and that they are trying their very best to please the fans, and of course by introducing new and old concepts. So everything related to what Disney is, of course, trying to do here is that they're trying to really expand the character of Luke. Now, they are already doing this somewhat in the comics, which, by the way, are really rich in material. It really gives you a glimpse into Luke's earlier life when training with Ben Solo as a Jedi. Very interesting. I do suggest that you guys go ahead and check out the Rise of Kylo Ren comic series if you want to learn a little bit more about Luke's life and Ben Solo's life before the events of The Force Awakens. Now, this entire, Star Wars universe, the fact that a big chunk of it is going to have to do with Disney Plus and the live-action and animated TV series to come in the future, this is very interesting, and it does worry me to a certain level, is that if they do have a plan in here to actually replace Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker for a majority of this new young Luke Skywalker TV series to actually recast Luke, it really makes you wonder exactly who are they going to choose to portray a younger version of Luke Skywalker, while only using Mark Hamill partially for some of the older sequences. Now, I believe the reason as to why they have to do this is because, obviously, they would have to de-age Mark Hamill, and that would really cost a lot of money to do that. If you use all the de-aging technology, it really does drive, the budget quite up there. If you look at The Irishman, Netflix was willing to really, pay a lot of money to do that de-aging technology that was really cutting edge. Very well done, by the way. It's actually quite seamless. And that this was all done by ILM as well. And they want to do something similar in a sense to what they do with, of course, with Luke Skywalker now. Now, The thing about this that's really interesting is that in canon, we do know that Luke Skywalker and R2-D2 went on thousands of missions in, of course, between the events of episodes 6 and 7. So that's canon. R2-D2 has thousands of missions logged with Luke over the years, over the decades, that are going to be told in this new Star Wars universe. And that really is a big deal. This tells us that they're going to tell us so many new stories of what's to come in this library's worth of Star Wars material, not just in live action, but also in these new Star Wars comics. So I would really like to hear what you guys, have to say about, Luke Skywalker being recast. Is this a good or a bad decision by Lucasfilm? If they have to choose a young actor, I think that what they should really do is Sebastian Stan. I think he's a lookalike of Mark Hamill in his younger years. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Thank you.